how melee choreography has revolutionized my approaches. From this to this. In just a couple hours. Do you ever think about how melee is kind of like freestyle dancing? Let me explain. Well, I just envy these dancers' ability to execute precise moves and find creative strings of movement while their focus is on their partner. How do I play melee like that? Well, let's learn like a dancer might. Start with clean movements and combine into choreographed sequences. We'll start with just a few moves. I'm picking dash cancel and empty hop fastfall waveland. Solo practice until you can get it looking nice like 80% of the time. After you perfect the move while focusing, we can learn to do them while our focus is elsewhere. And why not put our focus onto strings of movements so we can eventually learn to do those without focusing as well. Make some approach sequences and practice performing them. They should be complicated enough that you have to stop focusing as hard on what you're doing now to remember the next move. Naturally, you'll get messier. Clean it up now and get your timing right later. Do a bunch of these, and to prepare for the next step, record an Uncle Punch CPU to respond and get your timing precise as well. It's like putting your choreography to the music. After we learned a couple strings, how can we learn to do those without focusing too? This is the best part. We just make strings of strings. After mastering one, you can perform its subsequences while focusing on your opponent. This will take time, and it's much harder to retrain that muscle memory, so start slow and correct, then gradually pick up the speed. Remember that in-game you'll have access to just the subsequences, and at the quality you perform them here. You can finally place them unranked. I'm not playing to win though, I'm just trying and failing to mix them up on every approach. Push through your timing failures, but once your movement starts wavering again, go back to choreography. You'll unlearn everything if you keep playing like that. I only played 5 games before I had to practice choreo again. Unranked is for figuring out when to do your new moves, and if you're not focused on winning, that process can actually be pretty fast. But let it be pretty bad, and let yourself lose all your games, because the more you're messing up, the more you're learning.